Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
Hedges drives one deep and far to left, and when it comes down, the Padres are going to have a 5-1 lead. Another great night here at Petco Park in San Diego. It was fun last night. It'll be fun tonight as the crowd settles in on a beautiful night. It's the middle game of a 3-game series between the Marlins and the Padres. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, Austin Hedges really got it going on, and last night a huge home run for him. How about 4 home runs in the last 6 games?
Couldn't happen to a better kid. We knew the rough start for Austin Hedges, but he just kept on battling and battling. And you know what? Over the course of time, when a hitter gets a mistake, they crush it. They don't overswing. Try not to do too much. Well, it started in Atlanta off the knuckerballer Dickey. He pulled that one. And what's the common theme here, Don? He's using the whole field, right center field, left center field, going off the top basket on a hanging cutter. There it is there. Sorry about going off the top basket there. But doing well behind the plate, calling great games, framing pitches. His whole game's coming together.
The starting pitching has been a huge key in the last 3 wins, and tonight they'll be handing the baseball to Jared Weaver.
Well, it's plain and simple for Jared Weaver. He's got to live on the edges, stay out of the heart of the plate. The pitches that he has gotten hurt on, the home run has been a big factor. He's got to stay off the plate with the breaking stuff and the location of the fastball. But if it catches too much where somebody get extended, that's where he runs into trouble. Hopefully he continues the trend here and goes 4-0 after tonight's game.
Well, Jared Weaver will look to continue what the starters have done the last 3 nights. He'll try to go deep into this game, and he'll be looking for his first win in a Padres uniform, getting the start at home. He'll have the baseball, and we come back after this. Padres baseball brought to you by Tough Turtle Turf, the industry's only lifetime turf. By Petco, your complete pet store with all the services you need. By Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. And by Honda. Hurry into the Honda Dream Garage sales event today. Beautiful night from Petco Park. Before we get it started, let's send it down to field level and Michelle Margot.
Thank you, Donald. Jared Weaver making his first start at Petco Park as a Padre for the first time this season. I asked him what his thoughts were on facing this impressive Marlins lineup.
Obviously, the middle of their lineup, they got a lot of guys with some power, and not only in the middle, but throughout their lineup. So, obviously, location is going to be key. Trying to keep them off balance as much as possible, and try to limit the walks. Walks can hurt you, obviously, with that lineup, and just go out there and battle and try to keep us in the game.
It'll be your first start as a Padre at Petco.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've pitched here a couple times, but obviously not as a Padre. So I'm excited to pitch in front of the home crowd and hopefully I do good.
Weaver was joking around after that about Cahill's quality start from last night and how he's going to try and outmatch that tonight. When we come back, Weaver on the bump for the Padres, pitching for the first time in front of his new home crowd, looking for the team's 4th straight win against Dan Straley and the Miami Marlins. Stay with us.
Same situation, energy in the building. This is what you want. He's got tough matchups.
Deep, far, and gone. A home run. And Hedges, his 4th home run of the year. And the Padres have won 3 in a row. Well, back at Petco Park, and it's time now for our weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. And a beautiful night here tonight in San Diego. 72 degrees, southwest breeze at 9 miles per hour. And the forecast partly cloudy, but right now not a cloud above Petco Park. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Michelle Margot with you for the middle game of this 3-game series. Looks like it's going to be a very big crowd on hand here tonight as the Padres are about to take the field. Led by Jared Weaver, getting his first start here as a member of the Padres. Has pitched here before, but a chance to do it in a Padres uniform tonight.
Very key for the hometown crowd tonight to get excited and go nuts early on in this ball game, to build some momentum, not on the field, but also in the stands. Get them excited. Hopefully that happens for Andy Green and his Friars tonight.
Well, Don Mattingly coming in here in his 2nd season with the Marlins. Padres able to take the first game of the series. His Marlins come in at 8-8, 500 as a team, and 3 games back in the early going in the National League East behind the Washington Nationals. Andy Green on the other side enjoying a 3-game winning streak, the longest for the Padres this season. And trying to make it 4 in a row. In fact, it is the longest winning streak the Padres have had since August of 2015 when they had won 4 games in a row. And trying to do that here tonight. Let's take a look at the umpiring crew tonight. Bill Miller is going to call the ball and strikes in behind home plate, with Paul Emmel, the crew chief, at first base. Quinn Walcott is the umpire at second, and Scott Berry, the umpire, at third. For the umpires tonight, play a night game tonight, day baseball tomorrow, and then the Padres will be headed back out on the road again to Arizona and San Francisco on this next road trip.
It seems like early on that home is where the heart is for the Padres. 5-2 here at Petco Park at the home digs.
And here they come. Jared Weaver leading the Padres out onto the field. Weaver will dig his spot in atop the hill here at Petco Park as we check out the visiting Miami Marlins starting 9. Dee Gordon leading it off again tonight as he did last night, with a veteran Martin Prado at third base batting second. Christian Yelich in center field with Giancarlo Stanton in the cleanup spot and in right field. Marcelo Zuna, who homered last night and has 6 home runs on the year, is in left field. JT Realmuto does the catching, with Derek Dietrich starting at first base tonight. He had last night off, and Miguel Rojas, the shortstop, bats 8th, with Dan Straley, the pitcher, out of the 9th spot for the Marlins.
Well, a pretty potent lineup for this guy tonight. Jared Weaver on the hill for the Padres. He had a chance to scout them last night. Live on the corners. Got to stay out of the heart of the plate. We talked about that in our open. Keep the ball in the yard for Jared Weaver. That's been his kryptonite. Talk about the home run. He's given up 5 this year.
Well, defensively for the Padres, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. From left to right across the outfield, Travis Jankowski, Manuel Margot, and Hunter Renfroe. Third to first, Ryan Schimpf, Eric Ibar, Yangervis Solarte, Will Myers. Hedges right now most innings by a major league catcher so far this season, 127 2/3. Is the battery mate of Jared Weaver tonight, and back in there again trying to keep that hot bat going. And Andy Green hoping the Padres can come away with their 4th straight victory tonight.
We've talked about it quite a bit, and it goes without saying again. I don't mind mentioning it again, but the streak that these starters are on right now, you know, a lot of the credit goes to Austin Hedges. He does a great job behind the plate, framing pitches. Hopefully the trend continues tonight.
Jared Weaver ready to work here to Dee Gordon. They're in at the corners. Gordon not afraid to drop down the occasional bunt, so they're aware of that. And standing in, hitting just under 300 at 296 on the year. No homers and 4 runs batted in. Lifts a fly ball to right field in the Sun field. Renfroe makes the catch in front of the track for out number 1. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
I love the keys of the game, because if you follow the keys, chances are the Padres are going to win. Continue the trend. Jared Weaver has witnessed the last 3 starters go deep into the game, very few walks, and get hot around Myers. How about Eric Ibar, even the top of the order? Eric Ibar and Yangervis Solarte being the bookends with Will Myers in the middle. It'd be nice to have 2, 3, and 4 get hot collectively.
Well, it seems a good starting pitching has been contagious over the last couple of days, and Padres hoping for the same tonight from Jared Weaver, dealing now with Martin Prado. 300 average, 3 for 10, and just off the DL. He'll take the strike, and he's down quickly, 0-2.
That's paint right on the outside corner. That's exactly what Jared Weaver needs to do.
Prado went on a rehab after coming off the 10-day DL.
Usually Don Mattingly, when you come off the DL, you'll play and then you'll get a day off. That's his philosophy as manager.
Weaver had been ahead 0-2, but it's even now at 2-2. coming in at 0-1 into his 4th start in a Padres uniform. Half of the mound right now in the sunshine. All of home plate in the shadows. Prado reaches out, protects the plate, fouls it off to the right out of play.
Good point, Donald. And I think one of the big keys is that batter's eye in center field. No sun, it's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. So, but you're right. Out of that hand, just for a split second, you've got the bright baseball and then shadow. That's got to be tough.
Lengthy at bat here for Prado, battling a full count now. Big tall Jared Weaver out there tonight for the Padres, and Martin Prado battling with 1 out and the bases empty. Payoff pitch, and it is grounded to third. Picked by Schimpf. Little hop and a throw. Off the mark, but Myers will apply the tag on the way by. Slapped it on Prado for out number 2. Schimpf kind of throwing it to the home plate side of first, and Myers alertly coming off the bat.
Yeah, there's been a few times when Ryan Schimpf has airmailed one. He's short hop over at first base, and this one, as you mentioned, on the home plate side of first, and the footwork. Will Myers and the tag on the boiler of Prado.
Nowhere to go there.
Yep.
Myers getting between him and the bag to apply the tag. Here is Christian Yelich. And he'll take strike 1. Weaver getting ahead early tonight. 4 homers, 12 runs batted in. You'll see a recurring theme here. A lot of home runs so far for the Marlins. A lot of guys in the lineup that can take you deep. Marlins have 12 home runs in their last 6 games. There's a guy who can hit a few home runs. Giancarlo has 5 on the year. Swing and a miss. Weaver strikes out Yelich. A good start for Jared Weaver. A 1-2-3 first inning. The exclamation point is Christian Yelich down by way of the K. Padres are coming up. And the Padres are coming up. Their lineup is brought to you by Toyota. Manuel Margot making his way to the plate. Will lead it off. The center fielder with Eric Ibar at shortstop. Will Myers at first base, bats third with Yangervis Solarte at second base. Austin Hedges doing the catching. Ryan Schimpf at third with Hunter Renfroe in right field. Travis Jankowski in left field, and Jared Weaver batting out of the 9th spot, the Padres pitcher. On the mound tonight for the Marlins, Dan Straley.
Well, a couple springs ago, he was a Padre for about a week. 2 and 4 seamer, slider, changeup, curveball, and walks can be an issue for Straley. So here's the deal. You got to be patient, obviously. But with that said, if you got a control issue, sometimes pitchers will just throw a strike because they want to throw a strike. If it's a mistake, crush it.
Comes into his 4th start of the year with an even record of 1-1 as Margot hitting at .261 and hitting a ground ball off the glove of Dietrich. It looked like it got a piece of it on the way by. Trying for 2 as Stanton's throw is going to be cut off. And into second base aggressively is Manuel Margot. He was thinking second base all the way. Stanton with a good arm, but that throw is cut off.
Exciting out of the box for Manuel Margot. And again, doing a nice job, leadoff spot, taking this pitch the other way. Now off the glove, it slows it down a little bit, but still a long run for Stanton. And he realizes he's going away from the play, away from second base. Why not utilize my speed? Go for two, put the pressure on them.
Well,
go Margot.
Oh, I like that. That sounds good.
We lead the league in Margos, by the way. It's Michelle and Manuel.
Eric Ibar standing in. Ibar has been hitting in the 2 spot last couple of games, settling in there. Myers sliding down to 3, and Ibar has produced pretty well. Had a big home run here the other night. His first home run of the year. Part of the victory over the Diamondbacks. Showing bunt and taking a pitch up and away.
Not a bad idea getting that runner over there with fewer than 2 outs. Once again, putting pressure. You bunt that ball, it's not a guaranteed out.
Straley coming off an outstanding effort. Went 5 1/3 no-hit innings, but issued 5 walks and left after 93 pitches on Sunday. That was against the Mets. He ended up taking a no decision in a Marlins 4-2 win.
Take a walk on the wild side.
Since the All-Star break of last year, he's 11-3 with a 3.30 ERA and 18 starts. Popped up, foul ground. Real Muto coming back to the screen, discards the mask, and makes the catch for the first out here at the bottom of the first inning. Check out the Marlins defensively from left to right across the outfield. Marcell Ozuna, Christian Yelich, and Giancarlo Stanton. Third to first, Martin Prado, Miguel Rojas, D. Gordon, Derek Dietrich getting the start at first base, and JT Realmuto just made that catch. That's the catching for Dan Straley.
Only 5 miscues for the Marlins, tied for second in the National League. Cincinnati and Philadelphia have the fewest miscues with 4 each.
Gordon, a Gold Glove the year before last. Very sure-handed second baseman. He's cheating in second right now as Margot gains the lead, and Myers will take a strike. His 11-game hitting streak came to an end here last night. So 0 for 3 with a walk in the ball game last night, and reached base safely in 12 straight games.
Time to start another one tonight.
On the ground to third base. Prado looks the runner back at second. The throw in time to get Myers. So no advance. Margot still at second base with now 2 down in the inning. Myers retired. Brings up Yangervis Solarte. .234 average for Solarte. A couple of home runs. And 11 runs batted in. Trying to deliver one right here. The Padres a lead in the first inning. Margot led off with a double. Still out there at second base with 2 down. Strike call as Realmuto was popping up like he was going to throw it down to second base, causing Margot to get back to the bag. Rojas cheated in from short.
Yeah, they're swung around that way, so it enables Rojas to sneak the back door and possibly get that throw. Might cut down the secondary lead for Margot in case of a base hit to the outfield.
Solarte with 11 RBIs, tied with Will Myers. The team lead in that category. You see Austin Hedges waiting on deck, hoping to get a chance here with 2 outs right now in the bottom of the first inning. Solarte fouls it back and evens the count at 2-2. That fastball from Straley, 91 miles an hour.
And he missed with it. He wanted to bury it in, leaked away. Outfield playing Solarte to go the other way just a little bit. Ozuna in left. Shade him toward the line a little bit.
Pretty good in this spot. 7 for 18 in the category. Runners in scoring position. 2 outs. 2-2. Fouled off to the left out of play. And for Straley, he's making his first career start against the Padres. And remember, he was a Padre for a few days last spring. Traded to San Diego from the Astros on March the 28th of 2016. And then the Reds took him. They claimed him off waivers on April the 1st. Time call requested by the catcher, Real Muto. Margot, the leadoff second. Solarte strikes out on a pitch down and away. Margot left at second base, scoreless after 1.
Well, it does 2 things. It keeps us in the game, first of all. It keeps our offense in the game and arrests the bullpen, which is one of our strengths. So these guys are logging innings. They're giving us quality starts. I'm not going to say that's all we can ask from them because they are better than that. They're expecting to go deep into ball games now. And from the beginning of the season, I expected that also.
That was Padres pitching coach Darren Balsley on the recent success of the Padres starting pitching.
Giancarlo Stanton with a home run on a line quickly out of the ballpark to left. His 6th home run of the year. Had one last night. Has one here. And very quickly the Marlins have taken a 1-0 advantage. I got out of here in a hurry to left field.
Remember we talked about it last night. Not only the moonshots that Stanton hits out of ballparks, but remember when he hits one on the line, how quickly it gets out. Incoming, heads up.
Marcell Ozuna homered last night, and he can do it too.
And just to elaborate on Michelle's report there, thank you, Michelle, with Darren Balsley, it's all about execution too. You can have a game plan. You can have an idea what you want to do, but you have to execute your pitches, and that's exactly what the pitching staff has done to succeed.
Ozuna with 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in, a .333 average. Well, certainly helped out the bullpen, that's for sure. Did a great job last night by Brad Hand, who came into the game. And Balsley certainly very pleased with the way the pitching has gone. 1-2. And Ozuna will pop this up to center field, shallow. Margot coming in from center to take care of out number 1. So 1 down, and it'll be JT Realmuto coming up here, catcher for the Marlins. We had the chance to meet him today. Seems like a great kid.
What a great kid. And you know what? There's a veteran guy on that Marlins team, which I think it's quite a good asset too. A.J. Ellis.
Absolutely.
Had a nice talk with A.J. in the clubhouse before the game, and we just talked about playing for Don Mattingly and the core of players that they have here. There's A.J. It's a good egg right there.
Former Dodger and a guy who's enjoying where he is right now with this team, and see if he gets the nod tomorrow with the day game after the night game here tonight. We'll see. JT Realmuto does the majority of the catching here for the Marlins. Good to have a veteran guy though around like that.
Got to have the right attitude too. Knows his role. He's going to be part cheerleader.
Ground ball right side will find its way into right field. A base hit for Realmuto. He came in hitting at 346 and has a single here with 1 down in the 2nd inning, taking it the other way.
You know, when you're swinging the bat well, a couple of things going your way. That ball off the end of the bat, not really the best swing from Realmuto, but found a hole off the end of the bat, and it was 0-2 as well. So defensive swing just happened to find the hole on the right side.
1 out, 1 on. Derek Dietrich coming up. Did not appear in last night's game, but in there tonight, getting the start at first base. This has not been a place that Dietrich particularly likes. Hitting at 192 in 10 career games at Petco Park. Gets hit a lot. 24 hit by pitches last year, setting a single season record for the Marlins. Throw over the first base, and Myers able to gather that.
Probably diving towards that outside part of the plate, and then pitches that get away inside hit the hitter, Dietrich.
He's been hit 57 times in his career. Marlins all-time leader in that category.
Watch out, Craig Biggio.
Lines this, caught by Solarte, turns it into 2. Double play that ends the inning. Jan Herbis headed over towards first base, flips to Myers, and Realmuto is doubled off. That'll work. 4-3 on the DP that ends the 2nd inning. It's 1-0 Miami. Here as we get ready for the bottom of the second inning, and last night a huge home run for Austin Hedges, as Hedges able to give the Padres some breathing room, as it turned out, with this long drive to left off the Western Metal Supply Company building.
He went off the upper basket. That is not a cheapie. It was a breaking ball that just kind of spun up there, and he was all over it. Put a great swing on it, and of course a great result.
Pretty healthy hack right there. Now has 4 home runs on the year. 176 average to go with those 4 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Time now for our Arco top tier player profile, and it is Austin Hedges, and these major league catchers with 127 and 2/3 innings played, and that has him most home runs in the last 7 days. 4. Pretty good.
It still amazes me what catchers at this level have to do, and what they have, no pun intended, what they have on their plate. You got to take care of a pitching staff. You got to go out there and swing that bat. You're getting beat up. You got to know the scouting report.
Swing and a miss. Strikes out this time, and that is second strikeout for Straley on the night.
Four-seam fastball riding up. You know, one thing Straley possesses is good spin rate. The ball stays true through the top of the zone. Now, I don't know whether, Donald, if you're a big spin rate guy, I'm a believer in it. We've talked about it before, and particularly in spring training.
In the air, right side. They were shifting. Andy Gordon is calling and catching out number 2. Ryan Schimpf is retired. I am when it comes to four-seam fastballs. The high fastball. I'm a believer in the spin rate there.
Spin rate on a curveball, too. If you've got the good spin rate, I mean, you're going to have Bert Blyleven. I know I'm dating myself, but Bert Blyleven, one of the best curveballs, probably.
Hall of Famer.
Yes. He had the old 12 to 6 snapper where he just, I mean, he had great spin rate on that.
2 down here in the second, 5 in a row. Retired here by Straley after the leadoff double in the first inning. Pro batting out of the 7 spot, hitting at 250. 3 homers and 6 runs batted in for Renfroe. Had a 2-for-3 game yesterday, 6th multi-hit game of the year. Manuel Margot for the second most on the team.
Looks like the fastball up out of the zone is a pitch for Straley. His little breaking ball there. He's basically four-seam slider. As we mentioned earlier, he'll mix in the changeup and curveball occasionally, but now that he's in the hole here, Hunter Renfroe, let's see if Straley goes with that four-seam fastball up out of the zone.
On the ground, but positioned perfectly was D. Gordon right to the right of second base. And it's a 1-2-3 second inning for Straley. 1-0 Marlins. Cycle. We invite you to join us on Saturday, September the 2nd for a special baseball night in San Diego. And tonight before the game, Executive Chairman Ron Fowler giving Will Myers his commemorative piece of history, the second cycle in the history of the San Diego Padres. That presentation took place prior to the ball game for Will. They will commemorate his second cycle in Padres history with a bobblehead night. It'll be September the 2nd for a special baseball night in San Diego. Get your tickets for the special all-fan giveaway at Padres.com/BNISD.
Well, first of all, a beautiful piece of memorabilia for Will to commemorate that. A job well done. And secondly, a bobblehead for you, you know you've made it big. That's big time, brother.
Miguel Rojas leading it off here in the 3rd inning. Rojas, a shortstop, seeing a lot of the time at shortstop for Miami. Danny Echeverria was there last night, and they try to settle him back in again, freshly off the DL. As you said, Don Mattingly likes to play him and then sit him down a day, and that's what they've done.
They kind of lost in the shuffle with the Dodgers too, right? Rojas?
Yes.
But they really like him in Miami.
Came in last night's game at first base too, fairly versatile. On the ground, softly hit. Schimpf was backed up. He's got to hurry. Barehanded throws, and it is just in time. Nice play by Ryan Schimpf. Had to charge in and throw on the run, and he gets it done to get Rojas.
Big league play, the bare hand on the run. Now the chances of catching that ball cleanly barehanded when you're coming in, look at it's almost like a change-up grip, catching it in the palm and then adjusting to get something on it to just get him at first base by about a half a step. Now that's picking up your pitcher, Jared Weaver, there.
Well, here is the Marlins pitcher, Dan Straley. His first AB, and he is 0 for 4. The young season at the plate. Straley, then Gordon expected here in the 3rd inning for the Marlins.
It's not a good average, is it? 1 for 59.
Oh, 17 the average.
Huh.
That's tough.
So would you rather have that average or be -1 and pick the stick on the season?
It's close. It's tough. Ground ball to first. Long run for Myers, and he'll get there for out number 2. We're just talking about Will Myers and his cycle in Colorado against the Rockies, and look back at it. It was just a great night for him, spraying the ball all over the field. I think that's the most impressive part of it. All 4 of his hits different places, and that one into the bullpen. And you wondered about the triple, and it would come into the gap in left center field, and around he comes. Big gap out there.
Thinking 3 as soon as that ball was struck. Little banana peel in between second and third base, but he regained his feet. Stand-up triple for Will.
2 down here in the 3rd, and here is D. Gordon. Had the catch on a ball that was scalded by Hunter Renfroe to end the 2nd inning, but was in a perfect spot defensively, positioned just to the right of second base. Showed bunt, took the strike.
Weaver's breaking out the changeup occasionally, 76, 77 miles an hour. He has touched. I was watching the radar gun. It was a ball, but earlier in the first inning, 86, 87 on the fastball. We'll keep an eye on that.
Second time through this Marlins order. D. Gordon flied out to right field in the 1st inning. Weaver wanted that, didn't get it. 3-1. Two ground ball outs. First 2 hitters here, the 3rd inning. And ball 4. Gordon down to first base. The first free pass served up by Jared Weaver of the night. Brings up Martin Prado. Prado had the strained right hamstring, activated last Monday, and now back playing regularly. But around 369 games against the Padres over the course of his career, a veteran. Actually got hurt during the WBC, something you certainly hope does not happen, in the strained right hamstring while playing for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. Throw over as Gordon dives back to the bag.
Playing him the pull in the outfield and very deep and left is Jankowski.
The guy dealing with the sun is Renfroe in right, and he's kind of standing in the sunshine out there. Throw over, a little close, but Gordon diving to the outfield side of the bag just eluded the tag.
It's a nice quick move by Jared there. Oh, he was leaning.
Throw over and close again, but back safely again. Went back in kind of awkwardly and shaking his hand.
Stub his fingers maybe a little bit as we take a look.
Two and 0. Haas grounded out to third. Straley grounded out to first. D. Gordon walked. So 2 outs, runner at first, and Prado right now ahead in the count, 2-0.
Well, dangerous count here. Outfielders.
Gordon goes. The pitch is a strike, and a little bobble by Hedges, and he dropped the ball. So no chance to even throw it. D. Gordon steals second base.
You know, Austin is so quick from the catch to the hand, the transfer, and then the throw. And just that little bit, you could see, could not get his fingers around the baseball. And of course, Gordon was itching to go from the get-go over at first base.
Walking lead off second base for Gordon. 2-1. And that's a strike. Picks up the outside corner. Prado didn't think so. 2-2.
A little comeback two-seamer on the outer half. I love that pitch.
Taking off for third is Gordon. Prado with a ground ball to third base. Schimpf with a hop and a throw in plenty of time to get Prado and to end the inning. Well, the Marlins leave a runner at second base but have a 1-0 lead. Coming up, Jankowski, Weaver, and Manuel Margot. He's already got a double in the game. We'll see what he does when we come back. showstopper. And how about the start for Bryce Harper so far this season? Well, you match it up against his 2015 MVP season, and the numbers project to even be better as you look towards the course of the season. How great has he been?
Well, going into tonight's game against the Mets, 7 for 18, a home run versus Jacob deGrom, so he pretty much owns him.
330 in 2015, 407 so far this year. 42 home runs off to a great start this year with 7 out of the gate.
Over his last 5 games, he's hitting .632, Bryce Harper. 5 home runs, 4 doubles, only driven in 12. And you know how many times he's punched out in that span? Take a guess.
5 times.
Wrong.
Less? Fewer?
Fewer. 1 punch out.
Jankowski strikes out here for the first out of the 3rd inning. 3 Ks for Dan Straley on the night.
4-seamer down and in. You know, Straley misses with location. He wanted to bury that one down and away. He yanked it a little bit, but it works to his advantage. And there's the 4-seam fastball.
7 in a row now retired by Straley, and it brings up Jared Weaver. 0 for 5 at the plate so far in a Padres uniform. Wearing the number 27, hoping the Mike Trout number may rub off on his hitting abilities.
I like his way of thinking.
Swing and a miss. Not this time. Strikes out back-to-back Ks for Straley. 4 in all. 2 down here in the 3rd inning. And well, Margot coming up. A double his first time up into right field. Only hit the Padres have had so far in the game. Straley really, after giving up that double, bared down and go on to retire the next 8 in a row. Well, the ranks as far as NL rookies going, things looking very good right now for Manuel Margot.
And he looks so comfortable. And Don, you and I were talking about it after yesterday's game. Just we kind of took the words right out of each other's mouth because we simultaneously said, you know what, this kid's going to be good.
You had that feeling at the end of last year when he had the chance to play after they won the championship, was called up.
Yep.
This is line to center, and that is going to get in for a base hit. Margot is 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Okay, Don, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we were talking the other day about Manuel Margot, and you know, some people get, I don't know, they kind of get squirrely when they try to compare players to other players. Is there a player which you see you can compare maybe Manuel Margot to?
You reminds me
in the past?
a little bit of Shane Victorino in his Philadelphia Phillies years.
Ah, okay.
That's a guy that I think of. What do you got?
That's a great comparison, yeah.
Victorino, good speed, good glove.
Yeah.
Victorino won a Gold Glove, of course. See Manuel Margot doing that. We're going right back over there again. Former Padre, too.
Yes, a Rule 5 guy.
Yep. Eric Ibar fouled out to the catcher, JT Realmuto. In the first inning, 0 for 1. Coming in with a 3-game hitting streak, 3 for his last 9, and that included the home run here the other night against the Diamondbacks in game 2 of the series. Ended up being the only run of that game. Runner goes in Margot, and a little hit and run as Ibar protects and fouls it back. 0-2.
That was a changeup and hit and run. You're swinging no matter where the pitch is. A good jump, well off the plate, and Ibar fouls the changeup off.
Dietrich holding on Margot, was going on the last pitch. Goes again. And here is a diving play. It's short by Rojas. Gets up and he throws out Ibar. How about that play? He was going to cover the bag at second. He reaches back to make the grab, and Margot is slow to get up here. Holding on to his leg, and Glenn hopping over to check on him right now. We'll step aside and come back here. It's 1-0 Miami. And he kind of rolled both ankles on the play at second base coming in. You'll see a couple different times where he kind of rolled it.
Yeah, the ankle joints and the knee joints aren't really supposed to bend that way. Oof. And as he crawls back to the bag, thought it was going to be much worse, but Padres have their center fielder back. A little dirty, but he's good to go, it looks like.
Yeah, very surprising because he was not getting up right away, and then he tried to run it off and appears to be okay. So that is certainly a good sign. Great sign as well to have Tony Gwynn Jr. back with us again. How you doing, Tony?
Good to join you guys again.
Hi, Tony.
How you doing, brother?
How you doing?
Good.
You came back, so last night must not have been too bad for you.
No, not at all.
In the air, out goes Ibar into shallow left, and he'll make the catch. Christian Yelich retired. One down here in the fourth inning.
I have a pitching question for you, Tony. Now, Jared Weaver, you know, he doesn't throw mid-90s. And we've talked about, I want your perspective on this, below and above the hitting zone. Because, you know, you're talking average 88, maybe 92-ish, even low 90s. But when a guy throws below the hitting zone, how tough is it for a hitter?
It's tough. And I would imagine that it's even tougher now with so many guys running the radar gun up into the 95, 96 range. Your eyes just become adjusted to that type of velocity. And so when you get, you know, below the hitting range velocity, it's an adjustment, and sometimes it takes 2-3 at bats to really adjust down to it.
Giancarlo Stanton takes the 0-2 outside, and he homered his last time up in the second inning.
Yeah, this one was a scud.
Yeah, it's not really the place you want to throw Giancarlo right there.
And granted, there are times when guys will be a little bit too quick to it. They'll dip under it. They'll pop it up. Foul it back.
Pops it up left side. They were stacking it up over there. And it is Ibar again. He's made the catch on the first 2 outs here in the fourth inning.
And I think that last swing, Tony, kind of what I'm trying to explain there, because on that breaking ball, you see Giancarlo, his body, his hands starting to really go out towards not staying back, and that's tough to do.
Right.
So that was on a soft breaking ball there.
And he hit the 84-mile-an-hour fastball out the first at bat.
Right.
And here he gets the breaking ball, and his body's completely fooled. And, you know, going back to last night, based on that last swing he took of the night, the BB hit out to right field. You could say that he's, for the most part, not jumping out there. He's allowing the ball to travel a little bit.
That was impressive, that opposite field home run.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't too many guys in all. I mean, that's the thing about it. It wasn't that bad of a pitch. It was elevated a little bit, but if you look at where it was on the plate, it was on the corner. He didn't try to do too much. He just exit stage right.
It was a very formidable 3, 4, and 5 here. You got Yelich, Stanton, and then Ozuna, all very dangerous.
It's a very old school lineup, right? You got Gordon at the top.
Popped up again, and this time Solarte drifts to the short lawn and right to make the catch. A 1-2-3 fourth inning, a 1-0 Marlins lead. Rays, great crowd on hand here tonight at Petco Park in San Diego as we play Saturday night baseball. And it's great to be back here in San Diego. Will Myers going to lead it off here for the Padres, trailing by a run. Myers, Solarte, and Hedges. Will Myers, talking about extra base hits earlier, he's got 11 of them out of the gate.
Yeah, he swung the bat very well to start the season. And he's doing damage with it. It's not singles. It's not that he's ever really been a singles hitter, but it's nice to see him driving the baseball to all fields. We showed that yesterday, the chart of him spraying the ball all around, and that's why he's he is the toughest out in this lineup. There's no doubt about it.
Are you surprised, Tony, that more pitchers aren't pitching around him?
Yeah, I am. I mean, it was earlier in the season. It was different. Solarte was swinging a better bat, and he was kind of pick your poison at that point. But now, some of those guys have cooled off a little bit, except for Will Myers. So I don't think that's too far away. I think teams eventually, as the book gets out more, I think teams will start to eventually pitch around, and that's where it becomes a challenge for him, because obviously he's the guy in this lineup, and the tough part is not trying to do too much when you know that you are the guy who's supposed to produce runs for this ball.
That was one of my keys of the game, was get hot around Myers. Ibar, Myers, Solarte, the bookends. So hopefully that happens.
If that's the case, the Padres are going to score runs. If the guys in front of him are getting on base, they're not going to have as much of a difficulty scoring runs.
Will strikes out here. That's 5 strikeouts now for Straley. And Solarte lines one down the right field line to the corner. Stanton will go to play it, as heading for 2 is Solarte, and he will get there standing. A 1-out double for Yangervis Solarte.
Looked like he got a hanging breaking ball here. Yeah, hanging breaking ball. good piece of hitting, doesn't try to do too much. Solarte never gets cheated on his swings. You throw a pitch right down the middle in the big leagues, that's generally the end result. It's hit hard somewhere.
If that's elevated, he's circling the bases, no doubt.
Yeah. So I guess he needs to change his launch angle. All right.
He needs to get it at least above 26 degrees, I think.
Right.
One out, Solarte at second base, and thought D. Gordon was going to cheat in behind him, so he went darting back to the bag. No throw, nobody coming near him. Austin Hedges getting his second look at Dan Straley tonight. Struck out swinging in the second inning. And he takes strike one.
You know, I had a short conversation with Austin before batting practice, just asking him, you know, was it a mental adjustment, was it a physical adjustment, or was it you just stayed the course and wrote it out? And he brought up the fact that he always generally has a good approach at the plate, and I think everybody would agree with that. It's just about taking it from the mental and bringing it to the physical part. So he's trying to stay in the middle of the field a little bit more, and we talked about how that started in Atlanta when he hit that 99-mile-an-hour fastball out to right field. He wasn't trying to do that, but because he's trying to stay in the middle of the field, he ends up catching up to that ball and hitting it out to right. Fast forward to the last two homers he has, changeup and a slider.
Here's a fly ball to deep left field. Ozuna going back. Did he get enough at the wall? And it's gone! Austin Hedges with a two-run home run puts the Padres on top 2-1 with one swing of the bat.
Good piece of hitting right there. Again, he's thinking middle of the field, another breaking ball. Now, if he's thinking left center right there, it might be tough for him to keep that ball fair. Instead, he's thinking in the middle of the field. He catches it a little bit out in front, and guess what? Homer to left center. He's got 2 RBIs and another homer. It's 3 in 3 days, isn't it?
It is indeed, and now 5 in the last 8 days. This one will be carved foul back below us by Ryan Schimpf.
I mean, he kind of made me look good right there, talking about him. I'm not going to lie.
You. Yeah. Schimpf popped out to second base in the second inning, 0 for 1.
I mean, you got to respect that. I think for a young guy going 0 for 24 to start the season, not to mention all the other things he has to, you know, on his plate with handling the pitching staff, that's a lot. And he just stayed the course. You didn't see him flinch during that time.
He didn't. And, you know, I think a lot goes to the coaching staff, too. And
drive down the right field line off the bat of Schimpf over towards the pole. It will be a foul ball.
I'm sure you can point to the coaching staff as well and Andy Green. And I don't know whether they sat down with Austin or just in passing, get a little nugget of information, say, hey, you know what, kid? Stay, like you said, stay the course. You're our guy. Don't worry about, you know, if you go 0 for the next game, whatever. You're our guy. You're important behind the plate, calling pitches. It'll turn around. It's turned around for Austin Hedges. But I think that also comes from the coaching staff as well, to keep a kid mentally prepared to go out there and not thinking, oh my gosh, here we go again, and I'm going to get sent down. That's not the case.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt that obviously helps. But for a guy like that, you know, just being able to really absorb that and stay calm, I think that's fantastic. You know, another thing I like, for all the veteran pitchers he has to handle, you know, you don't see a lot of shaking off going on, and that's really rare when you have a young catcher behind the dish.
We've seen his defensive play being outstanding as well. He's got a great throwing arm.
Yeah. Not to mention he's been beat up a little bit too.
Yes.
Yeah. He's caught the most innings in all of baseball.
Payoff pitch, and that is strike 3. Schimpf strikes out, 6 strikeouts now for Straley. 2 down here in the 4th inning.
I think Austin Hedges is one of the quickest catchers from ball to release point. Getting to the second base. Here's a breaking ball right at the belt buckle, splits the heart of the plate.
That wasn't really a good slider, was it? It looked like it was
a cement mixer.
Sometimes the hangers, you get away with them.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the question we were talking about yesterday. or some guys may be guessing at times. Yeah. Might be looking at a different location, a different pitch. Then all of a sudden, bang, that one's a spinner, and you think, oh my gosh, you locked me up.
Very good point. Very good point.
Unfortunately, that never happened to me. It's like, how come they didn't take that stuff against me? Guys are swinging at sliders in the dirt. How does that happen? I throw one, they just like spin on it.
Right.
Okay,
like they
ball
saw
2.
it coming the whole time.
Yeah.
Renfroe takes a hack and fouls it straight back, 1-2. Hunter grounded out to second base in the second inning. 6 strikeouts for Dan Straley so far in this game. Padres have taken the lead here with a 2-run home run by Austin Hedges.
So you're looking at Straley? That's right out of the Vincent Van Gogh self-portrait collection. You got the red beard working. You in art class, you learned the Vincent Van Gogh self-portrait. Come on, everybody learns about that. The only thing is he's got his ear.
Nope.
He's got his ear. That's the only difference.
Okay, that's ball 3, full count. Sometimes you just got to do that, Tony. Just keep going, and then he'll stop.
He'll stop.
If you see the painting, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I was wondering where he was going with that the whole time.
That happens a lot. On the ground foul. You never know what you're going to get out of.
You didn't learn about all the great artists in school?
I went to some museums.
Right.
Museum of Fine Arts, been there. But I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know how this relates to Straley.
Yeah,
he looks like Vincent Van Gogh. He looks like Straley.
Swing and a miss, and Renfroe strikes out. Straley has got 7 strikeouts, but Austin Hedges, big home run last night, big home run tonight. This 2-run shot has put the Padres on top 2-1.
Last week in Atlanta, we did a little adjustment with his hands just to sync him back up. He was getting a little out of sync with his hands in the dance with the pitcher, and so that just put him back in a position where he's getting ready and in a position where his hands are able to strike a little sooner, and it cleaned a lot of stuff up.
Well, that was hitting coach Alan Zinter on the adjustments that Austin Hedges made, allowing him to now hit 5 home runs in the last 7 games. It's pretty crazy how such a minor adjustment can make such a big difference, right, guys?
Certainly is, and I'm curious to get your opinion, Tony Gwynn Jr., about the movement of the hands and how big a deal that can be.
When Zint's talking about dancing with the pitcher, as the pitcher gets in his windup, whatever hand movement you have, you want it to be in rhythm with the pitcher. So as he's getting ready to release the ball, your hands want to be moving into that hitting spot as he's releasing the ball. Hence the dance with the pitcher.
Gotcha.
I've always noticed that when watching film on hitters, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, but the hands are back as far their furthest position. As soon as that foot touches out in front, to me, that's the locked and loaded position. You look at any good hitter, like a Stanton, even
in the air to right center, and over comes Renfroe for the first out.
I remember your dad always talking about the front foot being down in enough time for your hands to react. So once that foot goes down in front, I've always found that hitters' hands are back. As soon as that front foot's down, they could still wait if they're good enough to recognize it, and then they explode. But the hands are in that locked and loaded position back enough, not drifting and forward, because that and that could be the difference in lacing a ball or working underneath something.
Once your hands drift forward, the only thing you can hit is the fastball at that point. You can no longer hit any off speed. That is why they call it the firing position. Once your hands are into that firing position, it's go time. And if the dance isn't right, if it's not in rhythm, it's not going to be easy to go when you need to go.
Well, Derek Dietrich batting now with 1 down in the inning. Dietrich lined into a double play last time up. Beautiful night in San Diego and a great crowd on hand tonight. Dietrich now, Rojas next. Weaver has retired 5 in a row. And there's a strike to make it 3-1. Padres shifting on the right side, with Ryan Schimpf, third baseman, coming to the right side of the infield. Only Ibar left on the left side. There's a strike, and Weaver battles back full count.
You know, I noticed about home plate umpire Bill Miller, there's been a couple times when Austin Hedges was away, but he had to reach across inside. And, you know, that's a good call. It's where the ball crosses the plate, and that really bugs me when umpires don't give you the call.
Base hit into left field, went against the grain and the shift, and Dietrich is aboard with a 1-out base hit. A lot of times you see quarterbacks with the plays on their arm and different formations. Austin Hedges has got some stuff on there that he reflects on from time to time. Matchups, I imagine, and things that they want to do.
Yeah, a little cheat sheet working. You bet.
Anything helps. Anything helps. You see a lot of the outfielders with the positioning on the same type of card they got in their back pocket.
A lot of information in there, a lot of knowledge.
There's so much information in baseball now, all the different numbers.
Sometimes it can be too much, right?
It can be, especially for younger guys. You know, especially your younger guy, first time, you know, they don't have all this in the minor league. So you come up and it's like just a plethora of different, you know, information, and you want to get all of it. You think it's going to all help you, but what you realize is as you start playing in the big leagues more, is that you don't need all of it. Mm-hmm. Take what you need, use that. It usually works out a lot better.
Miguel Rojas 0 for 1. He grounded out to third base in the third inning, and that's here with 1 out and Dietrich at first base. Weaver working from the stretch here. He had retired 5 in a row prior to that base hit the other way by Dietrich. Flared foul, and it's 1-2.
Even though that's 85, he got in his kitchen, Tony.
Well, it's because he's mixing and matching different pitches. So you can't just go up there and wait for the 85-mile-an-hour fastball, because he's already shown he'll flip that 71-mile-an-hour breaking ball in there for a strike. He's got the changeup. He uses both sides of the plate. The thing that you like about Weaver most, regardless of his velocity, is that he competes.
Yes,
he's always been one of the most competitive people I've ever faced.
Throw to first, and Dietrich diving back. Myers applied the tag, but it is on the tardy side.
We could look this up, but do you know your numbers off of Weaver?
3 for 11.
Guess he doesn't need to look it up, huh?
I think it's a double, a triple.
Oh, that's funny.
But single. 2 of them came in one game.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. Now, do you know all your numbers against every pitcher ever, or you just happen to look that one up?
I just happen to know. Somebody asked me a while ago, I think.
Okay.
And I just remembered that it was 3 for 11.
going to say, that's pretty amazing.
that is why I remember that he is a Bulldog, because I remember hitting a double off him when I was playing for the Padres, and him dog cussing me the whole way down to first base.
Taking off at first is Dietrich, and there's a fly ball to center field. Margot coming in, and he'll make the catch. Could turn into 2. Throw is going to be not in time. It'll get away. Well, actually hit the runner on the return throw in. Looked like they're going to have a good chance. Dietrich was hanging out there for a long time. Not sure to get a bad read on where that fly ball went.
You must not know that Manny Margot can cover some ground. Just wasn't able to get enough on the throw.
So cut him in the knee and kicked away from Myers. So 2 down. Dietrich at first, and Dan Straley, the pitcher, heading out of the 9 spot and taking strike 1. We're talking about this Marlins order, and it is more of a conventional order that you're used to seeing. Gordon, the leadoff guy, and Prado, the contact guy.
You don't see that type of lineup a lot anymore. You get the speedster at the top. You get, really, in my opinion, Prado's one of the best controlled hitters there is in big leagues. And then you just got boppers, really, from 3. Yelich is probably your best hitter. And then after that, it's just power, power, power. And then at the bottom, it kind of starts over again. You get the speed at the bottom. Today, Rojas is in, but Echeverria is usually in there.
That's strike 3 to Straley. Second strikeout for Weaver. Halfway through, 2-1 Padres. Since Padres baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the Padres club card today. By Jack in the Box. Try the Double Jack combo for just $4.99 only at Jack in the Box. And by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the buy two, get two. Well, it's 2-1. Padres have the lead. A little barbecue for you.
That looks good.
Mud versus food we've seen throughout the week here. Have you gone to that barbecue place yet here? You have?
Very good. And I'm not just saying this.
You won again, right?
I was going to say the same thing.
Because you win like every time. Have you ever lost a mud versus food competition?
Undefeated.
You're in the Hall of Fame.
Just no dominating the food.
I have been to about 10 of the food food venue. It is remarkable. It's very good. I'm telling you.
And you're 10-0 at the moment.
In Mud's defense, the food is really
Isn't it fabulous?
Very good.
I enjoy it very much myself. I don't know if I'm 10-0. I've been defeated a couple times.
I went to Lucha Libre. As we take a look at this breaking ball here, there's a little slider down and in, a sharp break, and going to that back foot like a lot of righties will do against lefties.
Strikeout number 8 for Straley. Second time that he has gotten Jankowski. And it brings up Jared Weaver. Weaver, a strikeout victim himself in the 3rd inning.
Lee's front step is kind of going to the Marlins dugout a little bit.
Yeah. Are you saying he's bailing?
I'm saying he's bailing.
Foul back to the screen.
And you know what? To explain spin right, and Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, but those fastballs that Straley is throwing, the radar gun says 91, 92, but it looks sharper than that, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
I'm not saying 98, 99.
I don't know that it feels harder than that. You just know that somehow the ball is not going off the middle of your bat like you think it should.
Right.
Well, Weaver strikes out. That's 9 now for Straley. Well, RM trucks tools of the trade. Focuses on Manuel Margot with a couple hits tonight.
Well, Tony, you know what? You were an outfielder. He's got a good approach at the plate. What do you see in the youngster?
That's 2 nights in a row where he's got a ball on the outer half of the plate and just went with it. It looked like there for a little bit. Some of the balls, especially against Greinke the other night, they kind of had that like fade. These balls he's hitting now are on a line, which means he is attacking the baseball on a better level with his swing.
You mentioned a comparison to Shane Victorino. You know who I think he reminds me of a little bit?
Who's that?
Marquise Grissom.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Marquise was a fantastic.
Great dude, too, by the way. Grip Grissom. Have you met Marquise?
I have not.
Oh, one of the best.
Margot takes the strike.
In fact, my favorite Marquise Grissom story is the great sibling matchup. Marquise Grissom against Billy Swift combined 32 siblings. They came from families of 16 kids each.
Wow. To right field, and Stanton will get there to make the catch and end the inning. First time they've been able to retire Margot through 5. It's 2-1 Padres. And Jared Weaver pitching very well tonight. First time he has pitched here as a Padre at Petco Park. And how about the Unis in Long Beach when he was there? I love the Unis.
He's a dirtbag. Not really. That's just the name
no,
of
that's what they go by.
Long Beach State Dirtbags.
He's got the sweet moss working too back in the day.
Yes, he does. I'm jealous.
Always had the good moss. 2002 through 2004.
Dominant in college. Dominant as a big leaguer too. For a long time.
Into the 6th inning and the top of the Marlins order, D. Gordon.
You know, there's a connection between Tony Gwynn Jr., obviously having the father of Tony Gwynn, the Hall of Famer, and growing up in the clubhouse. Well, for Jared, hanging around with Jeff, his brother. He used to go out and shag when Jeff was pitching in the big league. So it's kind of like, I think, Tony, the awe factor. You know, you get into baseball, you play high school, you go to Poway, you go to state, and then you get drafted. So when you get called up to the big leagues, it's like, yeah. I mean, it's a big deal, obviously, but as far as the surroundings and stuff.
It's a big deal because it's you. when you get up there. It's not your dad, or in his case, his brother, but it sets you up to be a better professional. You get what it takes, guys' routines. You understand the importance of that type of stuff. So it's an advantage, really. It's really an advantage for guys who have siblings or fathers that have played in the big league.
Andy Gordon strikes out. Third K for Weaver. One down here in the 6th inning.
Looked like the changeup out of the hand of Jared Weaver. One thing's for sure, looks like Weaver comes from the same arm slot. That was a changeup, and it's just the old trap door dropping out of the zone.
I think the Pods have had success, through these 5 innings and yesterday, because they've been able to keep Gordon and Prado and Yelich off of the bases for Giancarlo.
Well, Martin Prado batting for the 3rd time tonight. It's done the same thing twice. It's ground out to third base, and both times Ryan Schimpf up to the task.
Ooh, where was that at?
Just down the middle doesn't count. That's a pretty good pitch.
This is how you know Jared has grown up a little bit. Wow. He would have been giving it to Bill Miller the entire time had he not got that.
Couldn't blame him for that one.
No.
He struck out 2 in a row, got Straley to end the 5th. Gordon to open the 6th inning. Now a 2-1 to Prado. In the air to deep left field. Back goes Jankowski, and this game is tied. Martin Prado's first home run of the year ties the game 2-2. Another Marlins home run. That's what they do. Stanton homered in the 2nd. Now Prado here in the 6th.
It's a hanging curveball. We talked about it. He has to keep the ball down in order to keep the success he's been having. He leaves this one up. Martin Prado, homer to left. Oh, yeah, look at it. Ball's chest high. And when it's 71, it's a lot different. Had that been.
Yeah, elevated. It doesn't have that break, as we know. When it's down in the zone, it has more of a break, more of a tilt.
Yeah, let her high. And that's different. 71 up there is a lot different than that 84. It's a little bit more difficult to catch up to.
11 home runs allowed this season. One pitch. Popped up right side. Coming over to the right side to the shortstop, and Ibar makes the catch. 2 down.
11 home runs seems like a lot, right? In what, 3 starts, 4 starts? But because they've been of the solo type, hasn't really hurt him as much. He gave up he gave up 2-run homers to Puig in the first start, but other than that, they've really been solo shots.
There is action in the pen right now for the first time for the Padres, and Stanton will take a strike over the outside corner. It's Miguel Diaz who is warming in the pen as Stanton homered in the 2nd inning. He's got the other home run. We just saw Prado home run here. There is Miguel Diaz. Weaver's 83rd pitch. And a check swing foul over by the on deck circle.
That high changeup right there.
For Giancarlo Stanton, the most home runs since 2010, and that includes tonight's home run, 214.
I'm willing to bet that not many of those 214 are cheapies.
No. Rarely do they just get over the fence. On the ground, shift is on, and it's Ibar. Cuts it off balance throw. Gets there in time. Home run by Martin Prado has tied this game 2-2. Clayton Richard, Trevor Cahill, and tonight Jared Weaver keeping it going here for the 4th straight night.
Love the trend. The players on the team love it too. And when I think of these outings and tonight's, and Tony being a guy who played both sides of the ball, obviously, what does that do for the defense? That's a lot. That's quick out there and back in the dugout. Not a lot of time wasted out on the field defensively.
No, they're on their toes. They're expecting the ball. Whereas when you get guys who are struggling and struggling to throw strikes, naturally, anybody tends to get back on their heels. In these cases, they know they're going to be in play, and they're waiting. They're expecting the ball to them, and that just makes your defense that much better.
A total of 85 pitches thrown by Weaver, 57 for strikes, and 10 times he was ahead 0-2 in this outing so far tonight. Eric Ibar leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning, now in a tie game. Marlins have tied it up 2-2. It's been a great couple of nights here for the starters, and they're keeping it going here.
It really has. I mean, they've just.
Ibar strikes out looking. That is 10 strikeouts for Straley.
Let's see where this pitch is.
It's pretty high to me.
I think that's up.
That's up. Come on, Mr. Miller.
Yeah, he got hosed on that one.
I need you to lock it in, brother.
10 strikeouts for Dan Straley, 1 out in the 6th inning. Will Myers.
Did you ever say it like that? Stuff walking away?
Yeah, absolutely. After I had about 3-4 years,
right.
I felt I could say something like that. Hey, man, I need you to concentrate a little bit back there, brother. No, but talking about the pitchers, though, I mean, that was like supposed to be the weakest point in this ball club. And I mean, you can't avoid looking at the raw numbers and just look at how they've pitched and how deep they've gone in games. It saves their bullpen over the long haul. That's what it's about.
Which is one of the strengths of this ball club,
Exactly.
is the bullpen.
Exactly.
And they are not taxed right now, which is a great thing.
Oh, that's one that Will should have taken. And look at him. He is wandering around the back of home plate. I think he's thinking that's a ball he should have crushed to right center.
It's a fast. Oh, yeah. It was supposed to be away, and it ran back over the middle plate. That is why he took the walk around the batter's box. It's a pitch he's been hammering all season long. And we talked about it. I think he knows you don't get too many pitches to hit
That's
in
right.
a big league game.
Yep.
You know, that may be the only one he gets.
Well, Myers chases that and strikes out, making 11 Ks for Straley and back-to-back here in the 6th inning. Will Myers striking out, and Straley has really kept the Padres off balance for most of the night. 11 strikeouts in this game.
He's been really efficient. I mean, good fastball, really sharp breaking ball. He's thrown the changeup a couple times. And I mean, look, he's done a good job of really keeping the Padres' bats at bay.
He works quickly as well. Something that I like is going with the fastball, like that slider out of the zone, but occasionally up and out of the zone with the fastball. Hey, mixing in the changeup there.
I mean, he's given up 4 hits. Been burned by the big homer by Edges. Other than that, there really hasn't been much for either ball club.
Yeah, in fact, identical line score there on the RHELOB columns up there on the line score.
Danny Echeverria has taken over at shortstop. A straight-up switch here. Rojas comes out of the game, so Echeverria started last night. Now in there at shortstop for the Marlins. 0-1 pitch, and Solarte kind of get jammed, fouls it back. Seven in a row retired by Straley. 6 of the last 7 have been strikeouts.
He shook off a changeup to go fastball in and stepped off.
Slider.
Yeah, he wants to bounce it.
Changeup?
See Real Muto, after he put down the sign, he pointed out in front of home plate.
Like, get it down.
Bounce it. Fastball up. Fastball in. Fastball away. Slider. Flip a coin.
Swing and a miss, and Solarte strikes out. Straley strikes out the side. He's got 12 Ks. It's a 2-2 ball game. On. 7th inning, sun setting off to the left here at Petco Park. It's a 2-2 game. Both teams with 4 hits. Both teams have left 2. And that is a night for Jared Weaver as he goes the first 6 innings, throws 85 pitches, 57 for strikes. And a look at his line tonight. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. They're both earned and both solo home runs. He walked 1, struck out 3. And will not be part of the decision tonight.
Take that every 5th day. That's a good night in the big leagues from the right-hander.
And it's a baseball off to Brad Hand. Dealing with Marcell Ozuna to begin things here in the 7th. And a fly ball down the right field line, headed foul. Pitching change for the Padres, brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, Brad Hand has been busy lately. His 9th game, and the numbers speak for themselves. Mr. Reliable. Third game in a row for Brad Hand.
Gave up a 2-run home run to Giancarlo Stanton last night. Snapped a 7 scoreless inning streak to start the season. Oh, 2 on the ground foul. Solo home run for Stanton in the 2nd inning. Solo home run for Martin Prado to tie this game in the 6th inning. Austin Hedges supplying the Padres with their runs. A 2-run home run in the 4th inning. Oh, 2 to Ozuna. And a swing and a miss, gets away from Hedges. So he will tag out Ozuna for the first out of the 7th inning. Brad Hand with his first strikeout.
Well, getting to 2 strikes is so key for any pitcher, but for Brad Hand, he's got that sharp breaking ball to where he can bounce it, and you got to have a catcher who's going to get down, going to get dirty with 2 strikes and complete the put out with the tag.
1 out here in the 7th inning brings up JT Realmuto. Realmuto with a single in the 2nd, flat out to right in the 5th. And a grounder back up the middle into center field. A base hit for Realmuto, his 2nd hit of the night. And the Marlins have a base runner with 1 down here in the 7th. Well, the day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. Enter promo code Padres5.
Pizza. Padres scored 5 yesterday. 5-3 winners. Sorry about it.
1 out, 1 on for Derek Dietrich. Wild swing and a miss on a pitch headed down and away. Dietrich lined into a double play in the second inning. Single to left in the fifth. In the dirt, and it's a ball and a strike. Bad hand striking out Ozuna. Realmuto singling to center, now in a battle with Derek Dietrich. On the corner, and it's 1-2.
Sneaky fast at 95. And once again, that was a very close pitch, and he may have gotten a call there. So credit Austin Hedges. Framing that one nicely.
Check on Realmuto. Wave making its way around Petco Park right now.
Got to throw him a breaking ball here, huh?
He does, and the miss is down. 2-2. 82 appearances out of the pen last year for the Padres.
Slider.
On the ground into the shift on the right side. Solarte to second for one. Back to first. It is in time. Double play. We'll see if they're going to challenge this or not. Dietrich was beating it on down the line. He is not hanging around there at first base, but they are checking. And we'll see if they're going to challenge this or not. Padres waiting. First base umpire is Paul Emmel. He made the call, and it looks like the Marlins are going to challenge. We'll see. By the way, I'm not sure that slide at second base was to the bag, as it should be.
Directly to the bag. You are correct, sir.
Let's get another look at that slide at second base. Does he go towards the bag there, or does he try to take the fielder out? And if that's the case, then it's an automatic out at first base. Here's the slide again. That is not straight to the bag.
It's not. You're absolutely right. You got to go straight to the bag.
He was going more for the fielder, and by rule, that's no longer allowed.
See, now right now, if the umpires were Mike, they could say,
we are challenging the slide in the second base.
He is off the bag and away.
Yep, you're right.
Not sliding to the bag there.
And he slid past the bag, too.
Yes, he did. So the challenge right now is to play at first base, is what we're being told. And not to play at second, but my point is that he automatically should be out at first because of the slide at second.
Absolutely.
John Mattingly talking to the other umpires who are not involved in the challenge right now. Lemel. Okay, the Padres are challenging the play at second base, so we're right.
You were right. You called it, Donnie.
So we'll see here what's going on. There may be a couple of challenges going on here,
Well,
which
that's
is tough
why-
to figure out.
again-
That's why it would help to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are challenged by the Padres and the Marlins. The Padres challenging the slide at second base. The Marlins challenging the out call at first. Stay tuned, please.
Okay, that is not real. That is Mark Grant pretending to be
But they should be mine.
the umpires.
So we know what they're talking about.
You're right, though. I agree with you. They were checking with the Marlins, see if they want to challenge. They did. So they would not be challenging the play at second base. They're challenging the play at first base. But if that should be overturned, then the Padres obviously could then challenge the play at second base, which would make the play at first base mean nothing. So we don't know if this is the front leg of that or if both is taking place right now. We'll see. First base, he is safe. At second base, he is safe. They are saying.
Did he just signal safe both?
He did, but you know what it is? I think he's saying that he was in the baseline there and did not go out of his way to try to take out Ibar.
Oh, me.
So
okay,
that's what
I
he's
got
saying.
you.
So there were two challenges in play right there. The Padres were challenging the play at second base on the slide. Marlins were challenging the play at first base. And in this case, they said the slide was fine. No violation there at second base on the slide rule. And the guy at first is safe in Dietrich. And I disagree. But
I'm right there with you, partner. I mean, according to the rules that we've read and been described.
There's a ground ball to short. Ibar on the backhand. Long throw. Nice play. 6-3 on the putout. Nicely done. Hey, it's 7th inning stretch tonight from Petco Park in San Diego. Tied at 2.
All tied up at 2 here in bottom of the 7th. Well, make sure you guys tune in to Padres POV tonight after Padres Live, the post-game show. We do a little bit of yoga with hitting coach Alan Zinter. Mark Grant, I know you were jealous that you weren't a part of that.
You know what, Michelle, thank you very much. I think it's a great thing, yoga, and it's a great way to stay in shape. It's tougher than people think.
Oh, yeah.
But you see great results, and maybe it's something I should pursue.
If you continue this mud versus food thing, I think it's going to be something. Austin Hedges fouls it off to the right, out of play. Struck out in the second, homered in the fourth. His 2-run shot, the 2 runs the Padres have. Tie game here tonight into the last of the 7th. And Straley has now thrown 85 pitches. He has a career high 12 strikeout game going. And an off-balance cut there for Hedges, who strikes out. 13 strikeouts for Straley. Time now for our San Diego fans of the game. Enjoying a great night tonight at Petco Park, and a great crowd on hand here tonight as well.
We're in the old uni, the new uni, and also the hoodie.
Brand new hoodies tonight.
The hoodies given out tonight. A great giveaway. Once again, the Padres coming through big time on the hoodie giveaway tonight.
One down here in the 7th inning, and Ryan Schimpf.
Boy, it'd be nice to bust up the party against Dan Straley. You know, the 13 strikeouts. Everybody loves strikeouts, especially if you're a pitching fan. Padres need to bust it up.
How about 8 of the last 9 batters he has struck out? What do you see him doing that has been so effective?
Out of the zone with his four-seam fastball, that slider down and away to the righties. And once again, how do you get hitters to swing at that? You get ahead. 0-2, 1-2, avoid 3-ball counts. Only 2 3-ball counts for Straley this evening.
He has not walked anybody.
See, trying to go for the kill right there. Another punch out. But good recognition by Ryan Schimpf.
And confirmation of the count right there. 2-2 to Ryan Schimpf. That's a Renfroe waiting on deck. In the air, foul. Turned on that.
MLB TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
9 in a row retired by Straley. 1 out here in the 7th. Shifting on the right side are the Marlins on Ryan Schimpf. Popped up. The catcher, Real Muto, will make the catch in fair ground. He didn't see it right away, but he finds it. Kind of twilight here right now. And there are 2 outs in the 7th inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
2 down here in the 7th.
Did you also see Real Muto? He hung onto his mask during the whole time.
Yes, didn't discard it.
He didn't get. That's right.
Another word for get rid of it. 2 down here in the 7th. In there for a strike to Renfroe. See what I did there?
Expanding your vocabulary nicely.
Thank you. Renfroe is grounded out to second and struck out. A tapper foul right around the dish.
Look at that. Fastball away for a strike, paint knee high, and then he throws up the changeup. Quickly had 0-2. He does not have to throw him a strike here. And we've mentioned it before, but Hunter Renfroe does not walk a lot. Only 1 walk on the season, so he's going to be swinging.
Swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 14 for Dan Straley, who's retired 11 Padres in a row. Tied up 2-2.
And Mark Reynolds would do it again.
Continuing to swing the bat well. Came in this year trying to take a little bit off his swing. Hitting .317 seems to be working right now.
He's figured it out. Trevor Story also a home run in this game. That's a 6-3 score. They're late in the ball game there. When Tony and I see on Padres Live, the postgame show, brought to you by Cox Communications, we'll break down everything that's happening. It's a great ball game here at Petco. 2-2 tie, top of the 8th inning. You'll hear from Andy Green as well, and some tempers flaring between Minnesota and Detroit. So when the Central and the American League get involved, boy, it's a hot one. So we'll have that for you and a whole lot more coming up after the final out. Don and Mark.
All right, Mike and Tony, thanks very much. It is 2-2 into the 8th inning we go. And what a ball game this has been so far here tonight. Padres trying to take the first 2 of this series. New pitcher in for San Diego as Ryan Buchter checks in.
Try to keep knotted up at 2. We are getting late, so high leverage arms. We saw Brad Hand do a nice job. 8th game for Ryan Buchter. Lefty on lefty here.
Now pinch hitter Ichiro Suzuki standing in. And Ichiro lifts a fly ball to left field. Jankowski is out there in left, and he makes the catch for the first out of the 8th. 1 pitch and 1 out for Ryan Buchter. That'll work.
Absolutely. You know, I was looking at the Padres side of the scorecard. In the 4th inning, when Ryan Schimpf struck out for the 2nd out, Straley has been on a tear. The only at-bat that has prevented him from tying Tom Seaver's all-time record of 10 consecutive strikeouts was the fly ball to right field off the bat of Manuel Margot.
Pitch outside here to D. Gordon. And most strikeouts by a pitcher in a single game this year. Dan Straley mentioned before his career high before this had been 12. 14 tonight against the Padres. And there for a strike.
I stand corrected. There was a pop up to the catcher too, Ryan Schimpf. Still, it's a pretty good run. Close. He was 1 shy then. A strikeout. 2 strikeouts actually, but still quite a run with the strikeouts.
Takes it and takes it for a strike. Gordon didn't like it, spun out of the box. Full count now. Tied 2-2, 1 down, full count here. And Gordon fouls it off to the left out of play. Gordon tonight has fly to right, walked, stolen a base, and struck out swinging. Good size gap out in right center field for D. Gordon. On the ground towards Solarte. He'll take care of his counterpart for out number 2.
Padres fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by San Diego County Toyota Dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go.
2 down here in the 8th inning brings up Martin Prado.
How about that, though? Out of the last 11 hitters faced, 9 strikeouts.
Unbelievable. 14 Ks and struck out the side in the 6th inning, the 4th inning.
So he wasn't even close to Tom Seaver's record.
Well, as it turns out, not at all.
That pop foul got me.
It was an interesting point. The 1-0 is outside. 2-0.
I saw Jake Peavy almost tie that record in Arizona. They didn't call a check swing.
Otto taking a hack at the 2-0 and fouls it off to the right out of play. This home run tied this game back in the 6th inning. Home run off Jared Weaver. Weaver tonight very good. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Walked a batter, struck out 3. Not part of the decision here tonight. And a tie game with 2 down in the 8th. Down the right field line and foul. That home run was the first home run of the year for Prado. Two again. And it's in the air down the left field line. It is bending, and it'll be a foul ball. Wow, that was scary.
Out in front of it just enough to pull that ball foul.
Left of the 336 marker down there that is on the building. Two. On the ground to third base, gathered by Schimpf. His throw is good, and the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Game tied, 2-2. Padres baseball brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proud partner of the San Diego Padres. By Petco, your complete pet store with all the services you need. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Good ball game tonight in front of 39,319. On this Saturday night in San Diego, and the Padres with a chance to grab a lead here in the home half of the 8th inning. Jankowski, the pitcher spot, and the top of the order expected, and it is Kyle Bearclaw into the game now.
Nasty stuff coming out of the hand of Kyle Bearclaw, his 9th game. You see the numbers, 200 or below, 11 strikeouts in 8 frames. There's a walk in there, but he's pretty much around the plate. Nasty breaking slider, and of course the high 90s fastball from the right-hander.
As good as he is, the Padres are glad to see somebody else out there on the mound right now. After 7 innings from Dan Straley, who struck out 14, did not walk anybody. Travis Jankowski struck out twice against him. And he takes ball 1. Like everybody else coming out of everybody's bullpen. He throws 95. It just did.
You're going to have to turn up the dial, no doubt. Always working from the stretch.
On the ground, softly hit towards Gordon at second base for the first out of the bottom of the 8th. Padres have not had a hit since the 4th inning. We have one down here in the 8th. The pinch hitter in the pitcher spot is going to be Luis Sardinez. I think with one down here in the 8th inning in a tie game. .167 average, no home runs, no RBIs so far for Sardinez. Into his 13th game. A lot of them have been like this, coming off the bench and pinch hitting late in games.
Talk about a tough role. Usually when it's a close game, high leverage pitchers are out there, you're off the bench and you're facing guys that have the nasty fastball and the secondary stuff.
Deep short, Echeverria hops and throws and gets it there in time. Wow. Largely the reason he is in this game, coming in for defense late. And he is able to throw out Sardinez from deep in the hole at shortstop.
This is a big league play. Somebody call the cops. This is highway robbery. Look at how quickly he gets up off the ground to his feet, the one hop, in one swift motion for the out. That's impressive.
2 down in the 8th, top of the order, Manuel Margot. Jumps back out of the way.
You don't think a play like that brings a smile to the pitching staff?
Much appreciated, I'm sure.
They don't make plays like that in Double-A.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. Go tonight, a double in the 1st, a single in the 3rd, lined out to right in the 5th. Clark going to work on his left cleat, has just retied it and now climbs back up on top of the hill. Margot will pop it up. Shallow center, out goes Echeverria, backpedaling to make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 8th. To the 9th we go, tied 2-2. Play of the game, and Austin Hedges with a 2-run home run in the 4th inning. His 5th home run. And at the time, with the Padres on top 2-1.
Seeing the ball extremely well and hitting mistakes. Last night it was a little cutter slider that he put out of the yard, and that was a hanging breaking ball. Speeds up his bat and made him pay.
Well, now the game tied 2-2. Into the 9th inning we go. And the closer in here for the Padres in a tie game at home. Brandon Maurer.
Yeah, the save out the window. The Padres can hopefully win in walk-off fashion in their bottom half of the 9th. He's been throwing the ball extremely well, Brandon Maurer. Fastball, here it is, along with a slider.
very difficult part of the order here. 3, 4, and 5. Christian Yelich, Giancarlo Stanton, Marcell Ozuna for the Marlins. Any of them can go deep at any time. Mauer starts off ahead here, 0-2. Trevor Hoffman checking it out tonight. There's a little something about closing games. 0-2 to left field. Jankowski is going to make the catch on a line. Looked like it may dunk in there in left field, but he is out number 1 of the ninth.
And let's not forget about the changeup out of the hand of Brandon Mauer. That was a nice changeup thrown by the righty.
1 out in the ninth, and it'll bring up Giancarlo Stanton. He homered back in the second, a solo shot. The time gave the Marlins a 1-0 advantage. 2 solo home runs tonight for the Marlins, Stanton and Prado. Check swing, didn't go, says Paul Emmel, first base umpire.
You know, I like the idea against these power hitters to mix in that changeup because it looks like a fastball. They're geared for the fastball, but it takes about 3 or 4 feet off. You know, if you throw a breaking ball like a slider, you know, you can hang it. Sure, you can hang a changeup, but the changeup looks more like the fastball, and I think that can fool the hitter much more.
Wow, back-to-back 97 and back-to-back strikes. To right field, Renfroe is playing deep. He'll come in and dive and make the catch. Hunter Renfroe lays it out and right. 2 down. Brandon Mauer with the tip of the cap to Hunter Renfroe.
There is no in between on that play. You make that decision, you lay out, it's all or nothing. That ball gets by him, that's trouble. That's a big league play by Hunter Renfroe. And they were playing on the deep side too. Stanton is so strong, he hit that ball pretty well, enabling Renfroe to get to that baseball and make the great catch.
Marcell Ozuna 0 for 3 in the game, struck out his last time up. Two-1 from Mauer. That's strike 2.
He has just been peppering that outside corner of the righties with regularity. Brandon Mauer is pitching like he's double parked somewhere. He needs to get there quickly.
Full count now.
Getting right back on top of that hill and going to work.
Bottom of the ninth, they'll have Ibar, Myers, and Solarte. Anybody gets on, Hedges. Swing and a foul tip held onto by Hedges, and Mauer strikes out Ozuna. It's a 1-2-3 ninth. On to the bottom of the ninth inning we go. Little Mauer power for you. Here's a fly ball to deep left field. Ozuna going back. Did he get enough at the wall? And it's gone! Austin Hedges with a 2-run home run. Puts the Padres on top 2-1 with one swing of the bat. Oh, a 2-1 to Prado. In the air to deep left field. Back goes Jankowski, and this game is tied. Martin Prado's first home run of the year ties the game 2-2. Those are Harrah's game summary as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Eric Ibar leading it off here in this 2-2 game. Ibar 0 for 3 has fouled out, ground out, and struck out. Now Barraclough back on the mound for the Marlins. Second inning of relief for him. Swing and a miss for Ibar. Guy who hit a big home run here the other night. Ibar, Myers, and Solarte in the 9th. Drops in there for strike 2.
Got to be careful with that pitch. Why? Because remember the home run the other night was a breaking ball down and in. Ibar got to it and sent it on its way. Doesn't mean you can't throw that pitch. It's got to be in the right location.
Ibar to right field. Stanton will move in a step and take care of out number 1. Time now for Carl's Jr. star of the game, and a nice night tonight for Jared Weaver. He won't be part of the decision, but 6 strong innings, giving up just the 2 runs.
Kept him close. He battled. Guy's got some plums. Loves to compete. Defense coming through for him. Occasionally he'll leak a ball over the heart of the plate like any pitcher, but a lot of the times the breaking stuff got the Marlin hitters out in front. He was hitting the outside corner with his fastball. Yeah, that's a good night in the big leagues for Jared Weaver.
1 down in the 9th inning. Here's Will Myers. Myers 0 for 3 tonight. Has grounded out, struck out twice. All that was against Dan Straley, who tonight for the Marlins in 7 innings struck out 14. Myers hits it on the ground and by the dive. Prado at third base into left field. Myers with a wide turn, but he'll hold on with a 1-out single. Potential winning run at first base for the Padres in the 9th.
With the score tied, sure, the home run is a sexy thing for any club to win it in walk-off fashion, but Will Myers battling against a tough right-hander to get on base and pass it on to the next hitter. And how exciting would it be to see an extra base hit and see Will Myers gallop around the bases and possibly score.
Last Padres walk-off win, August 19th of last year. Ryan Schimpf with a home run against the Diamondbacks. Marlins a double play depth as Yangervis Solarte stands in. He doubled back in the 4th inning. Time call. Barraclough holding onto the baseball a long time. The tactic he chooses with Myers at first base. Outside for ball 1. Stayed away with a fastball. He's been operating at 94, 95 miles an hour. That hit by Myers, the first hit for the Padres since back in the 4th inning, and that 2-run shot by that guy, Austin Hedges. Check on Myers. Diving back to get back to the bag. Runner goes. Solarte takes a pitch outside. Throw is going to be not in time, and Myers steals second base.
Well, you can tell that Bearclaw was paying attention to Myers over there. As soon as that front leg is lifted, it almost looked like Real Muto also rushed the throw a little bit, a little down under, low 3/4. Sliding towards the outfield side of the bag, and the Pods have a runner in scoring position.
Potential winning run in scoring position at second base with one out. Solarte backs out, and he will now be intentionally walked is the decision. It was 2-0, and electing to walk him here is Don Mattingly. So Solarte down to first base on the intentional walk.
And that's the sound baseball move, a force at any base. Righty on righty. The double play now in order for Don Mattingly and the Marlins.
Austin Hedges, who homered back in the fourth inning.
Would it only be appropriate for Austin to be up in this situation and win it?
Absolutely so. His 5th home run of the year back in the fourth inning. Takes ball one. High bar fly to right to begin the inning. Myers with a single to left. Stole second base. Intentional walk of Solarte, and now Hedges with one out in the bottom of the ninth. Carves it foul, and it evens it 1-1. Bearclaw's second inning of relief at a 1-2-3-8. A little tougher inning here in the ninth inning. Hedges fouls it straight back. He was on it. It was 97. That's the hardest fastball we've seen from Bearclaw.
That's an easy 97 too. Bearclaw really doesn't have that violent motion where he's just arms and elbows and kneecaps flying all over the place. Pretty under control with that delivery, and the ball just jumps out of his hand.
Potential winning run at second base, and Will Myers. Time call. Hedges backs out. Bearclaw taking a long time here. Gets a sign to work with and is ready with a 1-2. Hedges pops it up, foul ground. Dietrich headed over, will have a play, and he makes it for out number 2 of the ninth inning. A huge out right there. So 2-away, and it brings up Ryan Schimpf. Just told you the last walk-off the Padres had August of last year, and it was Ryan Schimpf. Against the Diamondbacks, chance to do it again. Schimpf 0-for-3 in the game tonight. Popped out, struck out, popped out again. There's 3 home runs on the year as Real Muto, the catcher, jumps out in front and reels off the sides in case anybody takes off here. Strike one, just gets that outside corner.
A couple of things here. First of all, secondary leads with the runners have to be aware of that ball in the dirt to move up. And also, if you're a runner, watch out for the throw behind from the catcher. That's always a play that teams can get on. Throw behind the runner, try to end the inning on a pickoff.
Schimpf will pop it up, foul off to the left out of play, and is down 0-2.
four-seam fastball in.
Myers gets a walking lead off second base, representing the winning run. Schimpf down 0-2. Schimpf on a check swing, one around, and strikes out to end the ninth. Just a check swing on a ball in the dirt, he offered, according to Scott Berry. We've got bonus baseball tonight in San Diego. Headed to the 10th, tied 2-2.
From Petco Park, the first 15,000 fans in attendance at Petco Park this Sunday, April 23rd. Actually, that's tomorrow. According to my calendar, you're going to receive a Padres and Puppies calendar presented by our friends at Petco. Stay for the action as the Padres face these same Miami Marlins at 1:40. Tickets at Padres.com.
Well, it is on to the 10th inning, and Kevin Quackenbush is now in the game for the Padres.
Second call-up of the season. Last year was 5 times. It's almost dub him the yo-yo up and down for Kevin Quackenbush.
JT Realmuto, 2 hits tonight, the catcher for the Marlins. Single in the second, single in the 7th. Leads it off here in the 10th inning. And Buchter and Maurer in relief of Weaver prior to Quackenbush. And combined, they only gave up 1 hit. On the ground left side, Ibar coming in. Goes off balance and in time. 1 out in the 10th.
Well, Kevin Quackenbush has had time to sit out in that bullpen. They've got scouting reports out there, always constantly talking about the hitters, how to set them up. So he's had a good look-see at this Marlins lineup.
Derek Dietrich now, his 4th plate appearance of the game. He's lined into a double play, singled, and grounded into a fielder's choice. Quackenbush recalled on Wednesday from El Paso for his 2nd call-up of the year. Parts of 4 seasons now of the Padres for Quackenbush. in there for a strike, and it's 1-2.
Oh, 93 on the heater. Kevin's usually around 90, 91. We've seen him touch 92. Seems to be fresh.
Dietrich grounds it foul off the facing of the Padres dugout. Got a piece of himself also.
It's a nasty curveball that Quackenbush throws.
Dietrich takes a hack at that pitch that was up, the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Hangs at 1-2. Dietrich now, Echeverria waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Back up there again on the fastball. Elevated. First strikeout for Quackenbush. 2 down. Well, the Padres and Marlins will wrap up this 3-game series, playing day baseball tomorrow from Petco Park. Tom Kohler going tomorrow for the Marlins up against Luis Perdomo in his return.
Glad to see Luis back.
Fouled off to the right for strike 1 for Echeverria. Jared Weaver, the starter in this game, going the first 6 innings, gave up 2 runs. The runs that the Marlins currently have: Hand an inning, Buchter an inning, Mauer an inning, Quackenbush 2/3 so far. Swinging a foul tip, and he's jumped ahead here 1-2. Padres trying to make it 4 wins in a row. Did not have 4 wins in a row last year. Check swing foul to the end of the Padres dugout.
Second time this inning that the Marlins hitters have had that funky swing on the high fastball of Quackenbush. Well, out of the hand, maybe they're thinking curveball or something, but that you don't see those types of swings like that, especially that last one.
Echeverria strikes out. Quackenbush with back-to-back Ks and a 1-2-3 10th inning. Padres will be coming up with a chance to win it the bottom of the 10th. Bottom of the 10th inning we go, and it'll be Hunter Renfroe leads it off. His defensive play earlier outstanding to rob Giancarlo Stanton in right field, and now he'll try to do it with some offense. How about this? Laying it out.
Timed perfectly. And a tip of the cap from the pitcher, Brandon Hauer, and greeting him off the field with the high five. There's more where that came from.
New pitcher is Brad Ziegler, third of the night for Don Mattingly.
Well, the low three-quarter sidearm delivery of Brad Ziegler produces a lot of grounders. This being his 9th game, and he's around the plate as well. Very few walks.
39,319 on hand here tonight. Big crowd at Petco Park. Renfroe will take strike one. Grounded out to second in the second. Struck out in the fourth. Struck out in the seventh. $15 strikeouts tonight for Marlins pitching, and the bulk of that for their starter Dan Straley. In 7 innings, struck out 14. 2-1.
Got to get the pitch up from Ziegler. He is notorious for throwing that pitch at the knees or below. Hitters will chase after it. Got to get that sidearm delivery sinker up in the zone.
Renfroe ahead 3-1. Good hitters count for a good hitter. Outside, ball 4, and the lead runner is on here in the 10th inning. A leadoff walk in the 10th. We got Travis Jankowski coming up, who is a very good bunter.
Yes, bunt him over, get him over to scoring position. Dietrich having a word with Ziegler. They'll be crashing from third base. The ideal thing to do here is bunt it towards the first base line with Dietrich holding on the runner.
Pulled it back and took a strike. Diving back to the bag is Renfroe. Gordon cheating over behind him. Trying to catch him napping.
Yep.
Mattingly getting confirmation it was a called strike by Bill Miller, home plate umpire. Jankowski fouls it off, and it's 0-2. You keep it on here, the 2 strikes.
Yeah, I would.
After Sanchez has come out on deck, he would bat in the pitcher's spot. Oh-2 pitch. Squaring and getting it down. Jankowski gets the job done. Sacrifice is complete as Renfroe takes second base with now 1 down. Great job by Travis Jankowski.
Hey, this is tough to do. But look where that pitch is. It's up. It's up more. If it's down, it's got darting action. It's tougher to bunt. Travis Jankowski picks out a perfect pitch to keep fair and avoid the strikeout with 2 strikes.
We're going to intentionally walk Hector Sanchez. He was just introduced, and as he got into the box, got word from the home plate umpire Bill Miller that Don Mattingly is going to intentionally walk him. Second intentional walk of the night. 3 for 5 against Brad Ziegler in his career. The double and a home run. He'll take the bat right out of his hands. And take their chances with Manuel Margot in the righty-righty matchup. Ziegler, because of where his delivery is and his release point, certainly tough on right-handers.
Down and in, it's tough to elevate that pitch. He is very rarely leaving that pitch up in the zone. When you get it, you got to crush it.
Margot going to chase there for strike 1.
Ziegler only throws like 81, 82. But it's that arm angle that you don't see every day, and it's that movement down in the zone.
Potential winning run at second base in Renfroe. Margot will hit a ground ball to third, to second for the out there. as they are able to record the out at second base on Sanchez. Diving play by Prado.
Man, we have seen some stellar defense. Left side of that infield for the Marlins. Echeverria with a nice play earlier, and on the short hop, Prado firing the strike for the force out.
That ball was by him.
Oh, and who knows where, that ball is not caught cleanly off his glove. Who knows where it goes? Renfroe is reading the play.
He gets to third, 90 feet away with a winning run. Padres left 2 on in the 9th inning. Now they have the winning run at third base here in the 10th inning. And Eric Ibar, the batter. Ibar, line to caught at third by Prado. A line drive that Prado reels in and saves the game for the Marlins. 2 tremendous plays to end the inning. Hot shot taken out of the air by Prado. To the 11th we go. Guy Martin Prado, who robs Eric Ibar, and the Padres have a walk-off win right there.
In on the grass. He made a play to his left just before that. He dives to his right, takes away the game winner. Got to lay out in that situation. My goodness, the reaction time. That ball slicing off the left bat of Ibar, and nothing you can do there, Eric. Hey, thanks for not tagging me with the L.
Padres will move on to pitcher number 5 of the night. Jose Torres checks in.
9th game for the hard-throwing lefty. And the numbers look good, but the ERA, that's because probably big hits inflating that ERA to 4.5. And the strikeouts compared to the walks, my goodness, only 1 free pass and 11 strikeouts. I'll take that ratio any day of the week.
Pinch hitter is Justin Bohr to lead it off, and he'll take strike 1. .175 average, has 2 home runs though. They're shifting on him on the right side are the Padres. Bohr will send one out to center field, and that's going to get in for a hit in front of Manuel Margot. And he's on to start things here in the 11th inning. First hit since the 7th inning for the Marlins.
'83 looked like a little cutter slider. Well, it's a big kid, Bohr, huh?
Yes, he is. We saw him start at first base. So Board here to begin things in the 11th, and here's D. Gordon. See what he's doing. And Myers coming in to talk to Torres.
Want to make sure on the bunt play, if they put the bunt on, I don't see him doing anything else but bunting to get that runner over. You know, this is where, you know, if in fact the bunt happens, you got to have open ears and yell. You know, for a pitcher, your back is to second base. The catcher's going to have to yell. The first baseman's going to have to yell. If they get a chance to get that force at second base, go two.
They are crashing as Torres steps off. And on the grass at third already is Ryan Schimpf. D. Gordon not squaring, swinging and kind of grounding one like a bunt. As Torres throws up the line into right field and towards the corner. And Bohr is going to come all the way around and score. Meanwhile, D. Gordon is going to be waved around. He's going to try and score, and he will, coming all the way around on an errant throw. The Marlins pick up 2 quick runs in ugly fashion for the Padres. It's like a swinging bunt right
First
here.
of all, I was surprised he wasn't bunting. And we just witnessed a Little League home run. The bad throw down the line. Freddie Gonzalez says, hey, bring it on home. Wow.
So it is going to be a base hit and an error charged to Torres. No RBI on the play, and 2 runs are in.
You know what, Don? I saw that whole play develop when the ball out in front of home plate, and then Solarte was not at the bag yet. So it was almost like
Line to right field, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Martin Prado has done had a great night tonight defensively. Now he's got himself his 2nd hit of the game. Had a home run too to tie it up 2-2 in the 6th inning. He's had a heck of a night.
Yeah, Torres actually was thrown to the bag, but it was almost like there was nobody there quite yet. It would have been on the run. Then you got the runner going down the line. I mean, a lot of moving parts there. Next thing you know, the ball is down the right field line.
He wasn't bunting, but it sort of acted like a bunt. Didn't go that far away.
Right.
The only difference is you don't have Solarte on the move because he's not bunting.
That's right. Exactly.
So he's throwing to an area where he thought Solarte would be. And D. Gordon with his kind of speed comes all the way around. 4-2 now. The Marlins on top in the 11th inning. Let's see it again.
Watch Solarte there. Okay, it's a swingy bunt. Now he see how he kind of bellied out and then the straight line.
He was not going directly to cover.
Exactly.
Now Yelich for the runner at first. Well, the Padres had chances in this one too as they leave 2 men on in the 9th inning. They leave the potential winning run at second base in the 9th. They leave the potential winning run at third base in the 10th inning. And the Marlins jump ahead here with 2 in the top of the 11th. And the big guy is coming up here. It starts right now with Yelich. And he will take a strike. 2-2.
This game will drive you nuts. 2 quality plays defensively for the Marlins last half inning by Martin Prado.
Chop towards second base. Solarte will apply the tag. Throw to first. Not in time. He'll get the lead runner in Prado. 4 unassisted, and Yelich will reach at first base. 1 out in the inning.
Remember, the runner always has to yield to the fielder. So, does he catch the ball first? He does. Applies the tag and then get down the line quickly to be safe at first.
Andy Green to make a pitching change here. That's a night for Torres. Padres here in the top half of the 11th inning with 1 out, and Torres leaves. In comes Miguel Diaz.
Well, it's been a while since Diaz has been out there in Atlanta on Monday. That was the 16th. Check that, Sunday the 16th, so it's been a while. His 7th game. Inherits 1 runner.
It's Christian Yelich at first base, and here is Giancarlo Stanton. One's looking to add on to what is now a 4-2 lead for Miami. So Jose Torres went a third of an inning, 3 hits so far, 2 runs. Didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. Runner goes, and Yelich, and this is line to left and gone. Giancarlo Stanton again with a bullet out of the yard. This one is a 2-run shot, and it's now a 6-2 Miami lead. Second home run of the night for Stanton.
I'm telling you what, that's scary hard off the bat. That's turning around 95 in.
So a 4-run 11th inning so far for the Marlins.
This is just plain scary.
Inside, and the umpire gets hit. Bill Miller going down.
Oh.
Bare hand.
You know what?
Knee. Ooh, knee.
Below the left knee.
Yep.
You know what? I thought Austin may have gotten a glove on it, but I don't think that was the case. That was straight out of the hand. Not even hitting the catcher's glove. And getting Bill Miller on the left knee.
So it is 2-0 here to Marcell Ozuna. The base is empty. And a ground ball left side. Ibar at shortstop for the second out of the inning. Two-way and JT Realmuto coming up. So 3 of the 4 runs in this inning are charged to Torres in his third of an inning of work. And he's on the hook right now. The Marlins on top 6-2 in the 11th inning. Chopper foul outside of third. Giancarlo Stanton with a 2-run shot, part of this 4-run inning. High drive foul up into the top deck.
Lasers, foul pole to foul pole, right?
Unbelievable.
Off his bat. It is incredible. It really is.
What a game for Martin Prado, too. Defensively, offensively, doing it all. 1-2. Popped up. Shallow right, out goes Solarte. Backpedaling. Short lawn and right. Makes the catch and ends the inning, but the Marlins score 4 times at the top of the 11th. Work to do as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 11th inning, now trailing by 4 runs. And D. Gordon really with his swinging bunt. The errant throw by Torres down the line and right, 2-run score. A 2-run home run by Giancarlo Stanton. And it's 6-2 Miami here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Shinichi Tazawa into the game now for the Marlins.
His 8th game, the split finger specialist. In the short time that he's been in games this year, the walk's a little high, 3 and 6+, but usually gets ahead and tries to drop the split finger on you for the strikeout. Well, just when you think you've seen it all in this game of baseball, to witness the last inning. Defensive plays, game-saving dives to snare line drives and swinging bunts that end up being Little League home runs.
Tazawa, 7 previous seasons before going to the Marlins as a member of the Red Sox bullpen and a member of the 2013 World Champion Red Sox. Working out of the pen now for the Marlins. Will Myers standing in on the right side.
Four-seam heavy from Tazawa, the curveball and the split. Mostly four-seam and split.
Myers tonight 1 for 4, had a single and a stolen base in the 9th inning. Takes the strike over the outside corner.
About 93, 94 on the fastball. Straight fastball.
To left field. Ozuna on the move. Won't get there. Falls in for a base hit. Myers is aboard to begin things in the bottom of the 11th. Will got away, but Myers remains at first base.
There's the split. It gets in on Will, but elevated, enabling him to just dump it in between the infielders and the outfielder. Ozuna can't get to it. Every journey begins with a single step, right?
That's right. We got one. Got Hervis Solarte now. Takes ball 1 down and in.
The Pods are in slam range.
Solarte tonight with a double and a run scored. He also was intentionally walked. Myers not held on at first base. And he'll take off for second. Solarte pops it up foul, out of play. They're not holding him on. Derek Dietrich playing back of Myers at first base and guarding the line. Ball to strike to Yangervis Solarte. Myers leaving again, and Solarte lines it foul. Matt Ziegler pitched the 10th inning. And an inning, gave up no hits in the inning, no runs. Walked 2, 1 intentionally, and did not strike anybody out. Pitcher of record right now for the Marlins on top 6-2. 1-2 pitch coming up here to Solarte. Myers leaves again, and Solarte takes the ball down low. Defensive indifference gets Myers to second base. Takes him out of a double play scenario. And Straley, the starter tonight for the Marlins, 7 innings, 14 strikeouts. Didn't walk anybody. Not part of the decision tonight, but he pitched great. As did Jared Weaver. 2-2. On the ground down the first baseline, foul.
Yeah, let's not forget about the effort Jared Weaver put forth tonight. He struck out 3, allowed 1 walk, kept him in the ball game. Down and away with that movement. Extension off the end of the bat, pulled foul. Tough to stay back on those.
Full count down. Austin Hedges waiting on deck. Payoff pitch coming up here to Solarte. And he almost hit him. Ball 4, and Myers will take third base. So a hit and a walk to begin things here in the bottom of the 11th inning. And Don Mattingly coming out of the dugout. So Tazawa putting runners on here, first and third, and he will make the move here. 6-2, Marlins have the lead with nobody out in the bottom of the 11th inning. The Marlins have a 6-2 lead, but rally caps are on. The Padres have a couple on here in the bottom of the 11th inning.
Those guys got the shark working. They've got the shark fin going for the rally caps. A.J. Ramos. It is a safe situation. The tying run is on deck.
The walk allowed by Tazawa before he left, did not record a strikeout, but responsible for the 2 men on as Austin Hedges is coming up here for the Padres. Hedges with a 2-run shot back in the 4th inning. His 5th home run. Myers at third, Solarte at first. Nobody out in the Padres 11th. Strike 1. Hedges not happy with that strike call. Saying something to Bill Miller, and Miller still kind of hobbling around a little bit. He'll come out, clean off the plate, and say a few things to Austin.
Oh, he's hobbling big time, huh?
Still scuffling after being hit above the knee.
Oh, you know what? He's going to get tossed. Bill Miller's ticked off. You know what? He gave him a lot of rope there.
Yes, he did.
And you know what? I'll be quite honest with you. I'm impressed with Bill Miller. He let
for not tossing.
Exactly. I mean, he just got hit with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the left knee. He's ticked off right now. So he let Austin say his piece.
Curveball for strike 2.
I counted Bill Miller saying, "Hey, get back in the box." What, 3 times? And Austin still kept chirping, and you know he held his ground and let him say his piece and did not pull the trigger.
All and 2 strikes now to Hedges. 2 on, nobody out, last of the 11th inning. Andy Green tonight hoping for a 4th straight win for the Padres. Work to do here, though, in the 11th. Fouled off to the right. Hedges protects the plate.
That's the 4-seam fastball from Ramos. Slider, changeup. Very few cutters, curves, and sinkers. Touches about 93, 94 on the fastball.
Hedges chops it to third. Prado will go to second base for 1, on to first. That is not in time, and the run scores as Myers comes in from third base. It is now 6-3. Yeah, he beat it.
Safe, yep.
So a runner at first now with 1 down. And we'll see if the Marlins may want to challenge this, and now they've decided they're not going to. Paul Emmel, the crew chief, was walking in towards the Marlins dugout. 1 out, 1 on, and Ryan Schimpf coming up. 0 for 4 for Ryan in tonight's game. Runner goes. Schimpf will take a pitch outside as Hedges takes second base on the defensive indifference. Two and one. It's turned into a long night for Bill Miller. But just above the left knee. Letting it go, and he is battling his way through the end of this game. Ramos falling behind, 3 and 1. On the corner, full count.
Wow. Tough part of the lineup for the Padres tonight. 6 through 9 wearing the collar. And this pitch looks like it's off the plate a little bit. Ramos gets the call.
14 strikeouts tonight for the starter, Dan Straley. Bearclaw had 1, 15 total in this game for Marlins pitching. And add another as Schimpf strikes out. 2 down in the 11th inning. Third time that he is down by way of the K. Up to Renfroe coming up. Renfroe is grounded out to second, struck out in the 4th and in the 7th, walked in the 10th. Padres left a runner at second in the bottom of the 9th inning. Had him there with 1 out, and then left the potential winning run at third base in Hunter Renfroe in the 10th inning. A liner to left and a base hit for Renfroe. Hedges will be stopped at third, and it's 1st and 3rd, and the Padres will bring the tying run to the plate. Juan Nieves is headed out to talk to his pitcher.
Boy, he gets on top of this one. 90 up above the belt. It's a 4-seamer. Some serious topspin off the bat of Hunter Renfroe. Scalding this one. And passing it on to the next guy.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Travis Jankowski as Christian Bethancourt has come out on deck. So a guy who can take you out of the yard in Christian Bethancourt coming up here. Tying run at the plate here for the Padres in the 11th. 7 games, 1 for 6 for Bethancourt. For some of those in relief appearances for Christian. Trailed by 4 runs coming into this inning, have 1 back so far. Ball 1.
Outfield for the Marlins playing very deep.
Edges at third, Renfroe at first. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike.
Talk about a spinner, really opening up.
Fourth batter that Ramos has dealt with since coming into this game. Been able to record 2 outs so far. Bethancourt fooled on that, and it's 1-2. Padres down to their last strike here. They're 2 down in the 11th inning. Bethancourt asks for time and gets it from Bill Miller. Ramos trying to finish off the Padres tonight. Ramos trying to even this series. Swing and a miss. Bethancourt strikes out, and the Marlins hold on to win. Well, some chances for the Padres in extras, but their 3-game winning streak comes to an end tonight as the Marlins take game 2 of the series. Mike Pomeranz, what's in store?
Well, Dom, when we see you on the postgame show, you're going to hear Andy Green's thoughts on just what happened there in that pivotal 11th inning, and also the defense by Martin Prado, really a difference maker. And the bench is clear in Minnesota. Highlights and more in a moment.